Hello, welcome to ASP.NET. This is the part 1 of 10-part series for ASP.NET Learning. This is a beginner level series, although you will find some advanced techniques in future parts. Sound knowledge of HTML and .NET programming knowledge may require in any language. It could be VB or C#. So let's go ahead and start. What is ASP.NET? ASP.NET is a framework which developed by Microsoft to allow programmers to easily design and develop web applications. The initial version 1.0 was released in 2001 and the current version is 2.0, even though the .NET framework itself is 3.5. So I assume you have knowledge in Microsoft.NET Windows programming model. ASP.NET programming model is no different to the Windows programming model. So it uses the web form instead of win forms, and web user controls instead of win user controls, and so forth. And the control event model remains the same. Just to give you a quick overview of the event model, have a look at the following example. So let's go ahead and create an Windows application. Here what I want to show you is the current existing programming model. I'll use C#. So just go ahead and drag and drop a label control and a button control. I just want to show you the similarity between the Windows form and a web form. So we'll go to command controls and drag and drop a button and label. So you double click on the button and write some code there. So as you can see, I just double click on the button and I assign a string value to the label text property. So we'll go ahead and run this application, simple web form. As you can see, now it's appearing in the label control. So this is the basic Windows form event model. So let us close this application and do the same in a Windows application. So to start a Windows the web application, you just click on the file menu and click on the new website. So we'll just go ahead and create a web application, selecting C# as a language. Okay, by default it will create a default.aspx page for us. So this will be similar to a Windows form Windows form. Okay, so we'll go to the design view. Right, the similar functionality we will try to implement in this web form as well. So I just want to show you how similar it is to Windows application. So you go to the controls, you drag and drop a button, and you drag and drop a label here. Okay, and double click, you write the similar code. Right, we are done now. So just to see the application, you have to run this web application. In order to run, actually I just want to mention something. To run a web application you need to have a web server, but with Visual Studio 2008 Microsoft has made as developer life easier by attaching a web server into the Visual Studio environment. So when I say when I say start without debugging, it will actually start the web application in its built-in web server, which is called Cassini web server. So actually my default, I'll show you, my default web the browser is Chrome in this case. So we'll do the similar functionality here. We just go ahead and click on the button. So you see it will give you the hello world. So I just want to show you something here. Right, I just want to show you that, have you noticed the Windows and the web application has the same event model? So earlier when we create a Windows application, we just double click on the button and we write the same code as we just wrote in our web application. So that there will be no major differences between the Windows and the web. The only difference is the state and stateless environment. Okay, now I will explain you about the stateful and stateless environment in a few moments later. So just to show you some quick things on the ASP.NET web applications. Okay, we'll go ahead and I'll show you the HTML code separation on the web application. Right, as you can see, there are two files. Okay, this is a normal web form. This is called a web form. Okay, now there are two files, separate two files. One is for the HTML and the other one is for the code behind. So okay, in order to design a web page, there must be an HTML control with proper formatting. When the page displays in the browser, it will render the page according to the HTML code. This is a basic behavior of a static web page. Remember the word static, because the static page means the web page remains same for multiple user requests.